They hurt you, not just once, but over and over again. The whispers that fill the air like venom, the careless words spoken with no thought of the wounds they leave behind. They judge you, they talk, they critique every step you take, every choice you make, every breath you draw, as if they are the ones who have lived your life, as if they know the story that exists beneath the surface, as if they could understand the struggles that you've endured, the pain that has shaped you, the strength it takes just to keep going. They are quick to throw labels at you, as if defining you makes them feel safer, as if boxing you into their narrow expectations allows them to avoid confronting their own inadequacies. You see, they'd rather talk about you than look at themselves. It's easier to cast stones than to examine their own fragile reflection. They assume things about you without ever asking. They construct stories about your life based on glimpses, based on moments that only scratch the surface of who you are. And you listen. You've been listening for so long. Sometimes you nod along because it's easier than fighting. You give them the satisfaction of your silence, but not the kind of silence that empowers you. No, the kind of silence that burdens you. The kind of silence that feels like chains wrapped around your soul, dragging you down into a sea of noise, of opinions, of judgments that aren't even yours. You smile through it, pretending it doesn't matter, pretending you don't care. But deep down, every word they say leaves a mark, and you wonder if it will ever stop. But there's something you need to realize. This isn't about them. This has never been about them. It's about you. It's about your voice being drowned out by their noise. It's about your power being smothered by the weight of their words. They've tried to define you, to keep you in a box, but only because they are terrified of what will happen when you break free. They know that if you ever stopped listening to them, if you ever stopped letting their opinions shape you, you would become unstoppable. Aren't you tired? Tired of the lies, the false promises, the endless cycle of empty words that lead nowhere? You've been told so many things, promises made, hopes dangled in front of you like carrots only to be yanked away the moment you reach for them. It's exhausting, isn't it? The effort you've put in to prove yourself, to explain yourself, to make them see that you are more than their assumptions. And yet, no matter how hard you try, they just keep talking, and you keep wondering when it will end. Here's the truth. It will never end as long as you keep engaging, as long as you let their words in, as long as you respond, as long as you try to fight back with explanations and justifications. They will keep going, because that's what they thrive on. Your reactions. They want to see you flinch. They want to see you stumble. They want to know they have the power to affect you. And every time you respond, every time you try to fight back with words, you give them exactly what they want. But what if you stopped? What if, instead of trying to fight their noise with more noise, you chose silence? Not the silence of defeat, but the silence of strength. The silence that says, I don't need to explain myself to you. I don't need to justify who I am to anyone. Silence is powerful. More powerful than any word you could say, any argument you could make. Because in silence they are left alone with their own thoughts, their own insecurities, their own fears. When you stop engaging, when you stop reacting, you force them to confront themselves. And that's something they've been avoiding for a long time. They're afraid of what they might find if they look too closely in the mirror, so they project their fears onto you. But here's the thing. Their words have never been about you. Their judgments have always been a reflection of them, not you. They try to keep you down, to keep you small, because they are terrified of what you might become if you ever realized your true power. They see something in you that they don't see in themselves. Potential, strength, resilience. and it scares them. So they try to keep you in the box they've built for you. They try to keep you quiet, because if you ever found your voice, your true voice, they wouldn't know how to handle it. That's why they hurt you. Not because you are weak, but because you are strong. Stronger than they could ever admit. They hurt you because they see something in you that they don't want to confront in themselves. And as long as you keep reacting, as long as you keep playing their game, you give them the satisfaction of control. But what happens when you stop? What happens when you choose silence? Not as a retreat, but as a weapon. Silence forces them to sit with their own discomfort. It makes them question themselves, question their motives, question the lies they've been telling. Silence makes them squirm because in the absence of your reaction, they have nothing left but their own insecurities staring back at them. They'll try to get under your skin. They'll keep talking, hoping to provoke a response, but don't give it to them. Let them talk themselves into exhaustion. Let them throw their words at a wall of silence, because eventually they will run out of things to say. And when that happens, you'll still be standing, strong, unshaken, unbothered, and they'll be left with nothing but the echoes of their own hollow words. Silence is strength. It's endurance. It's the long game. Words may sting in the moment, but silence lingers. Silence haunts. When you stop reacting, you take away their power. They don't know what to do when they can't get a rise out of you. They expect you to fight back, to explain, to justify. But when you don't, they are left with nothing but their own uncertainty. And in that silence, you grow, you rise, you become untouchable. Because silence doesn't mean you've given up. It means you've chosen a different path. A path where their words no longer have the power to define you. A path where you are in control of your own narrative. They hurt you, but they will never hurt you again. Because you've stopped playing their game. You've stopped giving them what they want. They can't hurt you if you don't let them. They can't break you if you've already built yourself up from within. You are stronger than they know. You are stronger than you've ever realized. And that strength doesn't come from the battles you fought with them. It comes from the battles you fought with yourself. The moments when you've looked in the mirror and faced your own doubts, your own fears, your own insecurities. The moments when you've risen above the noise and found peace in your own silence. They hurt you, but now you understand. Now you see clearly. They were never attacking you. They were attacking the parts of themselves that they didn't want to face. And now, you don't need to fight them anymore. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. Your silence speaks louder than any argument ever could. Let them talk. Let them judge. Let them say what they want. None of it matters anymore, because you know who you are. You know your worth. And in your silence, you find your power. The kind of power they will never be able to touch. The kind of power that doesn't need to be spoken, but is felt. You are untouchable now. You are unstoppable. Let your silence speak for you, and let it haunt them forever.